Thanks so much for joining us for another edition of our open mic program, and I am so excited about this program. We have so many different guests over the years, but Pam Setser has been a household name on the KFFB, also around the Mountain View area and the Ozark Folk Center. And Pam, thanks so much for taking time and talking with us.
Well, Bob, I'm always excited to get to visit with you and appreciate all you do to promote our area. I've been around here a long, long time. I started playing with my mom and dad when I was 5 years old. We played at the Stone County Courthouse here in Mountain View. We had what we call the Hootenannies.
Now, the Hootenannies was basically what you see today, where people just gather around and play music, correct?
Correct. It was we were on the stage, so it was organized, I guess, to a little bit, but it's whoever showed up, that night, they got on stage and played. And there were a lot of people who were regulars, that came every week. And, I was a little girl, and when I wasn't on the stage playing, there were other young people. We were out running around the court square, just being kids. So it was just a great atmosphere and lots of neat old-time music, and I started doing that with my mom and dad. And Dean Hinesley and Buddy Lankster were in the Simmons family group for many, many years.
And then you were part of the grand opening of the Ozark Folk Center, which that sets back. I've been doing radio 40 years this past December. You've been doing music for 47 years with the Ozark Folk Center. Just think, they opened in 1973. Tell us about that experience.
Well, that was a very, very exciting time for our town and for all these local musicians, because if you haven't been to the Ozark Folk Center, anybody out there listening, it's got a beautiful auditorium. And so you can imagine going into the auditorium there and getting to play on the stage. And it's brought many, many people here to Mountain View. I'm one of few that's still playing there that started in 1973. I might be the only one that actually started that year.
That's an amazing story. And one thing you look at, if you look back at the Ozark Folk Center, I was working for a radio group that actually played the Ozark Folk Center live on Friday nights. And then you remember Bill Young came up with an idea with me after I bought KFFB to start KFFB at the Ozark Folk Center, which that blossomed. Now it's nationwide, which is Ozark Highland Radio, which they rebroadcast many of those portions of those shows on that show. So it's got a lot of heritage for sure.
Oh, very, very strong heritage. And I have a deep, deep love for the Ozark Folk Center and, of course, the Mountain View, Stone County area as well.
Well, let's talk about some of the folks you've met over the years at the Ozark Folk Center that just kind of makes your music career to be what it is today. And we're going to be talking about the brand new album, by the way, Now. Some is written on the back of your cover saying it's some of the greatest musicians in the world, not including just Arkansas.
That is correct. Well, music has given me so many opportunities, Bob, to meet special people. Grandpa and Ramona Jones and their daughter Elisa, son Mark. I first met them when they came here for a folk fest. I was probably 11 years old. That was before the Folk Center opened. But, they later opened a dinner theater here and moved here. So they were great friends and a great influence. John Prine, who loved to come here and fish at Jack's down on the White River. There's so many people. Marty Stewart came here, and I met him actually through Mark. Marty, I've known him for many, many years. The Whites, which is a family group, Buck, Sharon, and Cheryl. Gosh, they have a great sound. And, they came here. The girls were just young when they first started coming here. And they've played at the Folk Center. Marty's played at the Folk Center, and Grandpa and Ramona, as, we have a tribute weekend in the past we have for them. So, all of those people, Jimmy Driftwood, when I was young, we would travel to shows with Jimmy and Cleta, and I grew up knowing them, and all of those people are very special to me and have become special friends and influences through my career.
Well, that's why we got this brand new project called Now. Tell us how this came about, and we got to feature a song called Neighbors, because I think that's what it's all about. When you look at the Ozark Folk Center, it's neighbors coming up on the stage and just sharing their music with the world.
That is exactly right. Well, this is an album called Now. Charlie Sandage, who is a great singer-songwriter, he either wrote or co-wrote all the songs on this album. This is something he and I have wanted to do for many years. And now that I'm not working a day job, I have a little more time to devote to my music. So I actually recorded Neighbors first with my mom and dad. we have an album called Neighbors. Then Grandpa and Ramona and Elisa also recorded Neighbors. And in the last probably couple of years ago, 3 years ago, Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers did a version of Neighbors, which was really good too. So, of course, when I did this project, I wanted to re-record it because I hadn't done it since, of course, early on with my family. And what a blessing that the great group, the Isaacs, Ben, Becky, and Sonia, are singing on this song with me. And, they're so talented, have beautiful voices, and what an honor, to have them sing along with me on Neighbors.
Choose your friends for their power, sell your love for their gold. It seems like a sign of the times, but some folks remember what neighbors are for, and some of them are neighbors of mine. I have lived among some good and gentle people. I have walked in a strong growing land. I have sung songs I know I will hear once again, being sung by some heavenly band. Building cities of steel, building highways of stone, we forgot what this good earth is for. But somewhere there is land that's still held in God's hand, and some of it lies near my door. I have lived among some good and gentle people. I have walked in a strong growing land. I have sung songs I know I will hear once again, being sung by some heavenly band. I hear sounds every day of a world going wrong. I hear talk of the times left behind. But a long summer night full of fiddles and song is the sound I will hold in my mind. I have lived among some good and gentle people. I have walked in a strong growing land. I have sung songs I know I will hear once again, being sung by some heavenly band. I have lived among some good and gentle people. I have walked in a strong growing land. I have sung songs I know I will hear once again, being sung by some heavenly band. I have sung songs I know I will hear once again, being sung by some heavenly band.
If you just joined us, that is Pam Setser in a song called Neighbors. And Pam is talking with us here on Open Mic for the next couple of days. And Pam, how does a person go about getting this album?
Okay, well, I have a website. It's pamsetser.com, and that's SETSER. They can go on there and they can either download my music or they can actually purchase a hard copy of my CDs.
And you're also up for the Arkansas Country Music Awards, which we need everybody to vote. Tell us how we can get you voted for.
Okay. I'm nominated for Americana Artist of the Year, and you go to arkansasmusic.org, and then it says vote here. And there's Stone County, I will say, is very well represented this year with nominees. So once you get on there, you're probably going to see some other names that you want to vote for sure. And Charlie Sandage is up for songwriter, with my new project. Tim Crouch for producer and fiddle player. So those are connected to, this new project being out.
We've been talking with Pam Setser here on Open Mic. Join us for the next couple of days as we'll be highlighting songs from a brand new project called Neighbors on Timeless 106.1 KFFB.